Pivawuna,
Niakit.
Janet, Alito,
CO.
Gwina,
Unsti Huntedish.
Kikadus,
Madawika.
Kunamante.
Gwina.
I already said it.
Oh, Yatahe.
Yeah, here we go. Good morning. Coming live from 1950 South Shepherd here in Hell Reno, the ghetto. So yesterday I had the great experience of going to a talking circle in Tulsa.
How's that?
It was lovely at the Indian Methodist Church. Um, Indians for Sobriety. A New Day is what their talking circle is called. So, I mean, it was a great experience. You know, I got to meet some great individuals. They showed me a lot of hospitality and were very welcoming. I mean, if you're ever in the Tulsa area, and I recommend, you go hit that meeting, met a lady. She's Northern Cheyenne. Those are our relatives. So, it just felt good. It felt real good to be there. Got to shake some hands. And it always feels weird when they're like, "Oh yeah, we know who you are." You know what I mean? The guy on the couch. But I mean,
Depends on which couch. He's both of them.
yeah.
Yeah, same exact one.
But yeah, I mean, it was great. It was great. We went and dropped off Natalie's daughter Wick, and yeah, got to go eat at Los Cabos, something like that. From what I was told, it was a nice restaurant. you know, uh,
Yeah, was the
yeah,
food
the food
as
was good. The
All right,
food
that's all that
it
matters.
tasted homemade. Like it was actually pretty good. And yeah, it was pretty good experience. We didn't get home till about 11:40 or 11:30, somewhere around there. So I mean, it was pretty neat. Uh, just the Wellbriety family just keeps growing. And I love that. I love that. But yeah, it was a great experience. What did y'all do yesterday?
I mean, all we did was present at the health board. Did our practice for whenever we present next. Yeah, not much. I mean, yesterday was kind of slow. Mingo did some Narcan trainings for some people. A lot of more people are getting, putting in requests to get Narcan training done. So hope to see a lot more. But yeah, like we had a sporadic, 10, 15 people show up in the office just for, how to use Narcan. And so, because I think the recent incident in the Lucky Star parking lot, we had, somebody overdosed and then somebody brought back to life from using that Narcan. And so, thought it was pretty cool that our stuff is still being used, and I think now more people are seeing how often it's going to be used or how simple it is to save a life. All you need to do just lay, spray, stay. But yeah.
What did Nat say?
Mary Faye was salty. We didn't let her know that we were in the 918. So, yep. You should have told her.
My bad, Mary Faye.
Yeah.
Well, it was kind of like a spur of the moment. We seen what time it was, and it was like, "There's no way we're making it back to the circle in El Reno." And I was like, "Well, I've heard about the circle up here." And she made sent a few messages, and they're like, "Yeah, they are meeting tonight." So, it was a great connection. They were needing some literature. I kind of guided them on where to look, where to go on the job form, and hopefully we're able to assist them soon. But I mean, it was pretty cool that they were like, You know, a lot of tribes got that grant, but y'all like set the bar pretty high. You know, so that was pretty cool.
Mm, yeah.
Said, you know, I
Yeah,
know,
I don't
right?
even think we do much.
I
Like half the time.
mean,
I mean, we got Alex over here. Like this is boring.
y'all like goofy.
Yeah, this is it. You guys just sit there. But no, only in the mornings we just sit there. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's good to hear. Seeing more programs try to improve or expand. Think outside the box. Like yesterday, we had a meeting with Oklahoma City Indian Clinic, and they want to kind of beef up their outreach, kind of mimicking what we're doing, and tying into culture with health or mental health. And so it's good to see, and it's good to be part of those conversations about how we can all work together in a collaborative means. And so hopefully we get some good collabs going in a lot more areas. And then we're trying to figure out how we can have a big giant recovery powwow or recovery powwow, whichever one you want to call it.
Event,
Yeah.
some kind of event.
Yeah, so something big during recovery month is what we're looking for. But yeah, as far as that, I mean,
So, from all of your outreach experience, what is like one of the main factors that brings people out?
do you want me to say food?
Yes, I want you to say food.
Is it because that they were trying to get us to go and you asked if they were cooking?
Well, I mean, I think that's you can tell the difference between, and not to say people ain't having great events without food, but to me, like if you want people to come out, like
Gotta feed them.
you got to feed them. I mean, that's like, I mean, we figured that out a long time ago.
Yeah, when we were wheeling around our grill for recovery cookouts, remember? And that's
Yeah.
whenever we had hot dogs for like 4 weeks straight, it seemed like. And then that's whenever, we were like, all right, we're going to do evening events, 5 to 7, I think is what we did. And then we had way more people turn up for that than somebody hosting an event from 9 to 4. Like, and
Yeah.
so I think that was, us figuring out the best way to go about was, and now more people are jumping on. And so, yeah.
Yeah. We've definitely been invited. Like everybody wants us on their flyer, and that's cool. But I mean, it's almost like yeah, I understand. Like we may draw a crowd, but I mean, it's like we kind of sit back and see. Like, well, what are they having? Like what do they get? What are they serving? I mean, it may even be us cooking. Cooking hot dogs and hot links, or but I feel like it's simple math to us.
Mm-hmm.
If you got this, you got that, you're gonna have a good turnout.
Yeah. If you have Mingo,
Yeah, if you got Mingo, and
everybody will come to look at him. We find that out every social media post where he posts a selfie gets way more likes than anything ever
yeah,
we've ever done. His yoga yesterday already has 1.4 thousand views at least.
wow.
And so,
Then he acts surprised.
yeah, he's extra surprised. He's like, I was only in downward dog
He's
for
over
30
there
minutes.
blushing.
Yeah.
He's over there blushing right now.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, he tries to act surprised that,
Yeah.
that he's the eye candy. But remember whenever he was coming up with names for all of us, he's like, we got Barry the convict, and then and then he goes, we got Darian the veteran, and then me, the superstar. And then he's like, Carmelo's the educated one, and it was just cracking me up. It's just like, yeah.
Well, now I want to hear what these ladies' nicknames are gonna be.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Mingo comes up. But yeah, superstar out of all of them. But that stuff had me cracking up. And so waiting for him to
The
start.
convict,
signing.
huh? I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it reminded me of like, those little beginning things about the A team where they would have like face and then there would be like the mastermind. It's exactly what it reminded me of.
I want to say you was 5 years old when I went to prison, Mingo. So, did we get anybody saying good morning?
Samuel Dunlap, Cassie
Good
B,
morning, Samuel.
Carmelo, Oh, talking about the Tor Coalition. Yes, there's a Tor Coalition meeting the 12th,
KK,
I think at 1 or 2.
Stone Cold Jeremy,
And
Brother Drew.
then, yep.
Laura. I can see the comments today.
Ooh.
Mr. Levi, Hollywood HK needs a booking agent.
Yep.
$49.99 to show up.
Yep.
Now you better just have food.
Yep.
Be there
$49.99
all
worth
day.
of food.
Be there all day.
And then Olivia Loneman says, "Hey guys, I'm watching from Clinton with my dad today."
Oh, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate the view, Olivia.
Mhm.
Well, you know, I got to give a shout out to South Coast Behavioral. You know, my brother Dave's over there handling up for them folks over there. So I appreciate, you know, what he does for our community. And I got to give a shout out to my brother Dallas over there. You know, me and Dallas go way back, man. That's my bro. So, you know, shout out to all the clients over there. You know, do something good for yourself today. Self-care.
Mhm. Mhm.
So,
Francis says, "Bros." Randy Nolene says, "Good morning." Norman
morning,
Scherzer
Randolph.
says, "Good morning." Estella says, "Nice
Brother
shirt,
Norm.
Larry."
Francois.
Babodi.
Babodi. Thank you, Martha. Martha and Randy, they're probably laying there watching this together. So
Trying to do it on
yeah,
different
trying to act
screens,
like
so
they're
it's
on
like,
two different phones. Whatever, guys.
yeah,
Yeah, both comment at
both
the
saying
same
one
time.
side of them's cold.
You
Yeah.
guys ain't sneaky. Good morning, Carrie. Stone Cold David. Well, I can see the comments
I know,
today.
this is surprising. I haven't heard you read comments in
I know, right?
forever. Mhm.
Yeah, brother Francois.
I don't even
That's
know
my
if we're on
brother.
the right page.
My brother
I don't even know
Norm.
what
My
today
little.
is. Oh, okay. All right, wait.
I don't know why, but I believe you.
Did you
Yeah.
hear Mingo? He went, ew. Yeah, only the superstar can lay naked. All right, ready? All right. We are responsible for the condition of the earth. We are the ones who are responsible, and we can change that. If we wake up, it is possible to change the energy. It is possible to change everything. Hunbuntsman Mayan. The environment we want outside will be created by the mental pictures we have inside our heads. We must have the right environmental picture as well as the right values. These values will give the mental picture its true meaning. If we respected Mother Earth, we would not throw garbage on her, nor would we put poison in her. We would not misuse her in any way. Mother Earth is like she is today because of the mental pictures of the previous generations, as well as the mental pictures of our own generation. If we want the environment to change, each individual must change their mental picture, as within, so without. Great Spirit, today let me be alert to your guiding voice.
Wow. You know, thank you, Mr. Chebeda.
Yeah, anytime.
What was you already laughing about?
Because it still said sick. See, this is why I never comment. That's why I comment from Randy's phone.
You getting dressed? Yeah. Damn you, Randy. Yeah. You know what came to mind? You know that's a very, you know, like to me that's a very deep comment. Whenever you talk about, you know, whatever is within that will be what's on the outside. You know, I remember being that person that you know, I had a lot of trouble. I had a lot of trauma that I didn't deal with. I had a lot of issues in my life that I didn't know how to go about. You know, there was no coping skills like at all. You know, and you know I didn't have the respect that I needed to live a healthy life. You know, not for myself. So you know, if I ain't got that respect for myself, then how can I give that out? If I ain't got that love for myself, then how can I give that out? And like they say, hurt people hurt people. So, I think back to how I used to be. Man, I mean, early on in my life, whenever I was a teenager, man, I was doing some crazy things. I was not a good person. And I can honestly sit here and say, like I was completely lost. My mom was still alive, my dad was still alive. I had both of my grandmas. Um, but I just felt alone in this world. So, I tried to look for an outside solution to an inside problem. And like like to me, trying to think of Mother Earth in that time was like impossible. How can I think of anything else besides of myself because of my own internal struggles? My mental health was definitely falling apart, and if that's happening, I was definitely struggling, spiritually and emotionally, and even physically, by just with all the drinking and drugs, and it took me to a place where the last thing I cared about was what I was doing to Mother Earth. I was the type that if I'm sitting there parked and my ashtray's full, I'm just gonna dump it right there. It doesn't matter where I'm at. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna pick out the roaches and then I'm gonna dump all that. And that's just how my life was, because I didn't have the love and respect that I needed. You know what I mean? To think it outside of anything else but myself. So coming to a place in my life where I knew change had to happen. Either I was going to die from my addiction, or, you know, if the creator gave me another chance, I promised, that's all that I wanted was just another chance to do the right thing, because at the time, I was just struggling. I was, just trying to survive the day. And I remember thinking, like, man, this can't be life. How can, I thought the only way out was through death. Maybe taking my own life, or just drinking myself to death, or overdose, or whatever that had to look like. Like, I wasn't scared of that. What I seen was I was scared to live. The thought of living, scared the hell out of me. So, whenever that change came on, and I was able to, get a couple of days of sobriety under my belt, and because we all got to start somewhere, right? And once I was able to, just that, like that first week, I just remember how good I felt, and the environment I was in, because I went to detox in California. I went to a program in Costa Mesa. Shout out to, Dream Recovery. And what I was able to obtain was this newfound, this new way of life that I never knew existed, because I never really seen anybody walk that way. I watched my brother Randy. I watched him get sober. He's got a few days on me, and if it wasn't for my brother Randy, man, I don't even think I would be sitting here right now. He was definitely my big brother in this thing, and definitely, let me know what was coming up, how to be prepared for it, how to face these things head on. And I got to give a lot of credit to him, but then at the same time, I got to give all the credit to, the creator, for allowing me to have that awareness of how important, Mother Earth is to us as natives. Mother Earth doesn't even need us to be here, for her to survive, for her to thrive. If anything, we're getting in her way. We You know, it's all about, to me, it seems like our values are always changing. Our thought process. We live that fast life. We always want that instant gratification. And I think back to how our ancestors were. Everything they did was on the ground. They ate on the ground, they slept on the ground, they prayed on the ground. Like there's not hardly any situation where they weren't in connection with the ground, with Mother Earth. And I think about it today, like I can't even go outside, without shoes, or you know what I mean? Like it's crazy. Like, and I only want to walk on cement. Like we definitely have lost that connection. And so today, I realize the natural law and the unseen world and all the interconnectedness of me living a bad life and what that looks like. What the Creator's will is today. And I would have to say, it's taken me to a place that I never knew existed. It's brought me to a place where I am so grateful for Mother Earth. I'm thankful that I get to wake up today. I appreciate all the blessings that the Creator has allowed in my life today. So I mean, it's when you get that self care and you realize like that's the most important care is the self care, then you're able to show the things, like Mother Earth, all the plant life, all the animals, all the four legged, those that live under the water, those winged animals, and it's like you understand, or I'm starting to begin to understand, the importance of every single element and how we're just a small speck, but the effect that we have on everything is like it's crazy, to see what we've turned this world in today. So can I ever get back to where, where my ancestors were? No, but one thing I am able to do is I am able to get down on the ground and humble myself and say a prayer. If there's anything, like if I want to keep things simple, and go back to where my people have ties to the land. um it would have to be like it's that simple. Go talk, I heard it last night, go talk to the Creator like he's my friend. You know what I mean? Go speak, these good things into this world. you know uh and it's it troubles me at times, to think of where we are now in today's society, and how far we've gotten away from who we really are. But at the same time, Mother Earth still provides, our lodges. She still provides all the elements we need to complete a ceremony. All the things that have to be present for us to carry on our traditional ways. She's still providing all of that. And for that, I am very thankful, grateful, and appreciative of Mother Earth and everything, everything she does for us. I mean, we would not be here. We wouldn't have the air. You know, uh, we wouldn't have the water. We there's so many things that come from Mother Earth. That how can we forget? Who she is and what she does for us. So, Madu,
Hmm.
wado, okay.
Yeah. This always, or this kind of resonates with me, thinking more of kind of like manifesting, I would say, where, if we try to be positive mentally, we are positive externally. and we attract more positivity, and we can spread a lot more healing to our people when we're at peace, when we do have optimism. Because I think a lot of us, you know, might have, a pessimistic view, but if you change your mentality, you'll see, Creator kind of lines up all this other stuff that'll be opportunities, blessings that'll be, sporadic. But it all comes down to what you put in, is what you'll receive in the
Yeah.
long run. And this also reminds me of grounding, like how I kind of always talk about grounding, like overseas, you're still connected back to your homeland. And we talk about how bad, we're not taking care of Mother Earth, but in other cultures, it's not the same. Like, you see, we still have quite a bit of care for Mother Earth, and so we're kind of taking on more and more of the effort of healing with Mother Earth, because in some of these other countries, it's nothing but trash all over, just litter everywhere. And here we actually, like, water our grass, water our lawn, plant, flowers, crops, anything like that, to try to heal just our little section. And so seeing our people, take care of powwow grounds, ceremonial grounds, we have that, and we let, the animals in there take its course of, cleaning out the grass, whether it's prairie dogs, RIP. But but we have all sorts of stuff that that still ties into healing and the cycle of, the cycle of life. Just everything is connected, and how we're just a piece of a bigger picture. And so that's all I got.
Oh, so Yemen didn't have no infrastructure. No.
Not good. Like, they had a hotel. There's a Marriott hotel in Yemen, which was surprising. But no, whenever we were driving, it's just nothing but trash everywhere.
Wow.
Yeah, and
No, that's
so,
how like India is, and there's like more people that live
yeah.
in India than
Mhm.
anywhere.
And so, I mean, we may say that we don't have, the best care for the world, but we definitely have better than most.
Better than
But
most.
and that's important, that we still strive to improve what we already
Yeah.
have, a decent thing.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chebeda.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Good morning, Larry Tane. Hall, brother. Tatum Escott coming live from the
From the
salon,
salon.
whipping up them Jerry curls,
Mhm,
watching
mhm.
tour. Aho.
Yep. Hopefully, it's playing on a big TV, so everybody has to hear.
My
Yeah.
brother, my brother, Skillet Bread. People will not Skillet Bread. And then we got Alex Dean, Jen Miller. Good morning from Billings, Miss Bearshield. Glad you could tune in.
Glad you were a guest
Yes, you
yesterday.
did a great job.
Yeah.
Ruth and Ron. I mean, that's a deadly combo, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we appreciate you, coming on and sharing your experience, strength, and hope.
Yeah.
Aho.
Yeah.
So yeah, that I like today's reading. I like every day's reading. It just gives me something else to think about. Like another perspective
Yep.
or something that I'm not even like,
It's not even on your mind.
not even on
So,
my
yeah.
mind at all, and it just gives me something to kind of, made me pick up my banana peel this morning.
Is that because you missed the trash box?
Yeah, I was setting up Domingo, but he missed.
Yeah.
But yeah,
The prairie dogs are on a farm. Yeah, somewhere else.
yeah, the prairie dogs are on the
Allegedly,
farm.
farm where they're roaming free.
Every single one of them, and they're living their best life
Mm-hmm.
today.
Mm-hmm. Got
So, yeah.
buffets wherever they're at.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a good reading today. So we're just glad everybody can tune in. And Sabrina Bible. Good morning, good morning. Thank you for tuning in. I met a lady, but I can't. I ain't gonna say no names. But yeah, I bet you're related to her.
All right, announcements. Okay.
Yes,
Here we go.
announcements.
Talkspace, whenever it shows up. There it is. All right. Talkspace is our free telehealth counseling service that we provide to anybody 13 and up. All you have to do is scan the QR code or go to Talkspace.com/CHATOR. And then whenever it asks you for organization, you will put in restore. And that's how you get it for free. You can message your counselor 24/7 and 2 video sessions a month. And then there you
Text
go.
TOR, TOR, to 888-580-4TOR. This keeps you in the loop with what we got going on as a program with the Tribal Office of Recovery Program. And then it gives you all of our meeting time, dates, and locations. And then it keeps you updated with what we got going on as a Gourd clan. You know, it's very helpful. I'm kind of my short-term memory is kind of shot. So it really helps me, like, when I get the message, like, oh yeah,
I gotta be there.
yeah.
You'd be like, Nat.
Yeah. So here at 1950 South Shepherd in El Reno, we have a Mending Broken Hearts talking circle on Monday nights, which deals with grief. It's a pretty in-depth, 12-step. You or anybody you know is dealing with grief. This gives you a healthy way to process. So I love that meeting. And then on Thursday nights in Weatherford at 7 o'clock at 810 East Cedar Avenue at the Oxford House, they have a talking circle. And while that's going on here at 1950 South Shepherd in El Reno on Thursday nights, we have our talking circle here at 7 o'clock at 1950. And while that's going on, Miss Tatum Escott, she leads our teens. You know, we have their own talking circle. She just recently got certified by White Bison for to work with teens, so to have their talking circle. And because a lot of the parents bring their kids, and a lot of them grew up with we're trying not to hand those that generational trauma down. So I think it's a great ideal. I'm very happy that Tatum leads that circle. So, and then on Friday nights we have a 12-step meeting here at 1950 South Shepherd at 7 o'clock. Park in the back, come through the back door, and we would like to invite anybody and everybody to come and just sit in with us if you're curious. So,
All right. March 25th, we will be at the Watonga ERC for the Pathways to Community Living Elders Traditional Night event. We will be doing a hand drum making class. They will be serving supper because they know how to attract a crowd.
oh yeah.
And so, yeah, they'll have swaddlies. We will have enough supplies to make 30 hand drums. So the first 30 that want to make a hand drum that are there, we will gladly help you make a hand drum.
So how many hand drums have we already made? About
a little over 100, I think, is what we've made. And so once we do this class, I think we will be waiting on more supplies for another one. So that way we can do Clinton, Hammond, Concho, Gary, Canton, probably. But yeah, so we're just playing the waiting game for supplies whenever we can schedule our stuff. But we hope to see a lot of people there.
Yo, Kimberly, and there's my brother Jimmy Red Cloud, Harjo.
Look at all these Harjos in the chat.
Yeah. Got to shake hands with them last night. So thank you for tuning in, brother.
All right.
I'm actually gonna send him a message here in a little bit, so I'll be messaging you soon. I can't talk today.
Oh yeah, me either. Well, I can't talk any day, but we are accepting applications for our All Nations Recovery Gourd Clan Junior Princess for 2025 to 20. And so it'll be ages 10 to 15. Pretty much, if they're a good example to the next generation about taking a stance against substance use. Our senior princess, she's pretty open about seeing what addiction did to her family, but also what recovery is doing for her family. And so we want somebody else that can kind of be another good mentor for all of our kids.
Yes.
And so applications are due August 1st. We will do our crowning in September. We are waiting on where we're going to do it. Yep. And then, if you haven't heard, we are now able to offer some housing assistance for recovery or OCAR certified sober living homes. And so that is the key, is that they have to be an OCAR certified home. And then you have to provide the facilities W-9, proof of OCAR certification, copy of your CDIB, and then our application. And we will hope try to pay some rent for you. We've processed a few apps already, so it's exciting. It feels like we're actually doing something. But yeah, we hope to see a lot more people go into OCAR certified homes. There are good homes that are not OCAR certified, but for grant reasons, we can only pay
Yeah,
for the ones that
only
are
OCAR certified.
certified. Yep. And to find a list of those houses, you can go to www.ocar.org. OKARR. And then raffle, we're going to probably draw right after this. So I got to put the names on the wheel. We will go live, do a drawing. If you want to do some last minute ticket buy-in, the Cash App is D Chibata, which is my name.
D Chibata.
Yep, D Chibata. It'll be tickets are $5 for one or $20 for five. But yeah, we will draw right after this and then see who wins. And then March 29th, there will be a benefit dance for Arapahoe Sundance sponsor, Trevor Trosper. This will be at the Gib Miles ERC. These dances are always big. And so we want to see more and more people come together and, do that. What is this? I don't know what this is.
Indian taco sale for Barry's nephew.
Oh yeah. My nephews, my Sagis. They're having an Indian taco sale today at the food pantry.
Ooh.
So it should be starting about now, huh? I mean next week on the 15th, right? 14th. Okay, I was close.
At 10? No, 11.
No. Till 7? Yeah. No. Yeah, it'll be next week on the 14th
Just read.
at the food pantry. Come and support these babies. Man, Jessica, I got to give a shout out to Jessica. She does an amazing job, with her kids, and just the love she's able to show, other kids. I really appreciate, what she does and, who she is. I think that's very important. So.
Yeah.
And then I want to give another shout out to Mr. Rossi Harjo. I believe he came up on 9 years, 9 or 10 years today. And it's awesome, to see my brother walk the walk, and it's crazy that on the day he got sentenced, me and him was hanging out the night before. So I was like, might as well say I was his last tearing it, you know what I mean?
Hurrah.
One last hurrah. We thought he was coming back. Like, damn, they must have kept him. You know what I mean? Like,
Just waiting for him the next day.
y'all hear from Rossi?
Yeah.
But yeah, to see the change he's made in his life and to see the father that he is today, I think that speaks volumes of who he is, and I'm very proud, of my brother Rossi. He does great things, He's a very he definitely believes in his higher power, and we need more men like that in our communities. So I appreciate you, brother. And I hope you have a good day. And I wish you many, 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 many more years to come. So, and then I wanted to shout out Miss Onzawal. Lynn, I seen her name pop up there.
Oh, and we won't see you guys
See, dump.
until Wednesday? Or well, at least me
Yeah,
and you.
me and we're gonna go to a conference.
Yeah, we're gonna be at the OCAR conference in Tulsa. So
We're
if anybody's
presenting.
going to that, yeah, we will be presenting on Tuesday. Barry was super scared whenever they asked. He was like, I'll only go if you go.
Yeah.
And I was already gonna be there anyway, but Yeah, so we'll be presenting. So if you guys, are in the Tulsa area or going to that conference, say
OCAR.
hi.
What is it called? Just OCAR
The
conference.
OCAR Peers Navigating to Recovery Conference. It's just known as the OCAR conference, but it's very peer heavy, and so I'll be the outsider. Just be wandering around.
I'll keep looking
Yeah,
at
I'll be
you.
your
all
CNI
scared.
dog.
Ask a question.
It'll be a simple question to be like, what does PRSS stand for? Look at the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Creator for getting me here.
Yeah.
But I can't wait. I'm kind of excited, because like we do these types of things so much now. Like the nerves are like gone.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Like I'll get there and be like, "What are we talking about again?"
yeah.
Oh, okay.
OG it. Yep.
So I mean, it's gonna end up how it's gonna end up. No expectations. I mean,
Oh, Mary Faye, it's the OCAR conference.
OCAR conference.
OKARR.
Yeah, we'll be up there Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah. If you go to ocar.org, there should be a banner on the top of the website, and it'll say like Peers Navigating Recovery or something like that, the conference. But it's at the Stony Creek Mountain Hill Hotel or something. I don't know, something.
I don't
Broken
know.
Arrow / Tulsa. Tulsa will be there.
I only watch First 48.
Yeah. I don't know what that has to do with the hotel. But
We was on, I think, Pine Street last night. And I was like, I remember this from the.
You ever watch Live PD? Live PD was the
No.
best because they would have a guy from Tulsa on there, and then all that. His name was Sticks.
Huh.
But yeah, it would be like Cops, but 100% live. Yeah. Yeah, and I think
Yeah, I remember they were here in El Reno one time.
Yeah, I think the mayor or something got mad because they're like, it's painting a bad light on our city. We're like, we know what
Like,
kind of.
yeah, we know it goes on in Tulsa.
But anyway, maybe we'll be on that. Yeah.
If you're sitting in that interrogation room and you got a Coca-Cola in front of you, we know what happened.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If it's empty.
Well, but thank you everybody for tuning in with us. We won't be back until Wednesday.
Mhm. But Mingo and Carmelo go.
Yeah, Carmelo and Mingo are going to be holding it down. Maybe Alex will get on. She said, "Nah, hell no."
I mean, worst case, I have my laptop and we could just
Yeah, we
pop
could.
it up, go live,
mean-
whatever. Yeah, see there.
Yeah, she'll produce.
produce.
But hopefully, I mean, they'll do a good job. They got this thing. So,
Carmelo's been trying to end the live.
well.